Russia's attacks edge closer to NATO territory. Dozens are killed after a Ukrainian military base near Poland is hit. But Ukraine's president remains defiant, attempting to lift spirits as Moscow targets the west of his country. As tens of thousands continue to flee the fighting, the UK government offers £350 to anyone who houses refugees.
I think you just need to put yourself in their shoes, and I'm sure you would hope somebody from another country would do the same for you.
And Chelsea take on Saudi-backed Newcastle in their first home game since Abramovich was sanctioned. Good evening. The war ravaging Ukraine came perilously close to NATO territory today, with Russian forces attacking an airbase less than 20 miles away. It's believed more than 30 cruise missiles hit the site, which is near the Polish border, and has been used for NATO drills. At least 35 people are reported to have been killed. Most worrying is it appears to be a sign Russia is expanding its attacks into western Ukraine, an area previously considered relatively safe. Our correspondent Romney Weeks reports now from Ukraine.
If there was any doubt that President Putin's intentions against Ukraine encompass the whole country, east and west, this attack dispelled that. This the aftermath of a major strike on the Yavoriv military facility, just 15 miles from Poland and NATO's border. The size of the craters witness to the firepower unleashed here. More than 30 missiles were fired, according to Lviv's governor. It's reported that there are significant numbers of dead and injured. The Yavoriv base is particularly significant. It has been the location for joint NATO-Ukrainian training exercises. A NATO official has said no personnel from the alliance are currently in Ukraine. Up to now, Lviv had felt pretty distant from the attacks being endured by cities in the rest of the country, but the strikes overnight so close to this city and so close to the Polish border are a significant new tactic by Russia and a clear attempt to send a message to NATO. And this was the reaction from the US.
What President Biden has made clear from the beginning is that we will not have U.S. military forces operating in Ukraine, and there are none operating there now, but we will defend every inch of NATO territory.
There has been no let-up today in the suffering Russia is inflicting on other parts of the country. These satellite images show the besieged city of Mariupol still being shelled. President Zelensky, who strode through the streets today to visit injured soldiers in hospital, said that a humanitarian convoy is now very close to Mariupol, but it's not clear whether Russia will allow it through. Kidnappings are another way Russia is trying to tighten its grip. This CCTV footage emerged yesterday of the mayor of Melitopol being marched away. Today, Ukraine reported Yevhen Medvedev from the city of Dnipro is the second regional leader to disappear. None of this is Ukraine taking lying down. Even in Kherson, which is under Russian control, there were renewed protests today. As Russia taunts NATO and inflicts a bloody toll on Ukraine, the country remains defiant. Romney Weeks, ITV News in Ukraine.
In Hyde Park today, choirs and singers have come together to sing for Ukraine. The event was spearheaded by the Bach Choir and music director David Hill, who conducted everyone there. All donations raised from the event are going to the Ukraine Humanitarian Appeal, which is helping those in crisis to obtain things like food, water, first aid, medicine and shelter.